What's going on, guys, and welcome back to week 3 of the BBR for our match against Ojabina and the Miami Mints. We are trying to get ourselves a win this week after getting 3-0'd the first week and losing 4-2 to Timer last week. We are looking for a victory, but this team is not one that's going to give it to us easy. They are 2-0 in the league right now, absolutely destroying everybody. They've played all the new people so far. They won 6-0 and 5-0. We're going to be aiming for a little bit better than that today. We're going to see what we can do, but their team is pretty good. Jumping into their team real quick, we're going to make it through this team builder a little bit quicker than last week. I laughed at myself editing it because I said, it won't be that long. It was 20-something minutes. My bad. So, week 3, we're going up against Miami Mints. Like I said, they've got Celes-stealing, Latias, Cinderace, Crocodile, Lantern, Licky, Crustle, Drifblim, Garbodor, Shiinotic, and Throw. So, no 20-point tiers. Pretty balanced team overall. Celes-stealing and Latias together are crazy scary. Cinderace is obviously terrifying, but Libero is banned. Thankfully, we only have to worry about Blaze. Crocodile, I've learned, is a very scary Pokemon. Lantern is annoying because it's got Volt Absorb and it's got Water Absorb. Licky could be bad for weather teams. We're not a weather team, don't have to worry about that. Obviously, you got Shell Armor shenanigans with Crustle. You got Aftermath on a couple of these Pokemon like Garbodor and Drifblim. And you've also got, Unburden on Drifblim. You got Flare Boost, don't really see that happening. But then you got Garbodor with Aftermath and Weak Armor as well. Shiinotic is, of course, got Effect Spore if that comes. Throw's got Inner Focus and Guts, so Flame Orb on Throw is pretty scary. And he's surprisingly defensively bulky and has a good HP stat. So, pretty crazy. Going over their team, of course, of what I think might come this week, I've identified a pretty strong 6 that I'm expecting. Well, strong 5. And then 6 I'm sort of expecting out of that. So far, their coach has brought brought 5 Pokemon both weeks and then switched out their 6 Pokemon. That being Celes-stealing, Latias, Cinderace, Crocodile, and Lantern. One week they brought Licky, one week they brought Drifblim. So we don't have a Ghost Resist, so I'm kind of seeing Drifblim coming and trying to get some shenanigans off there. We're going to have to play around that pretty carefully. We got some Ice-type moves to help us deal with Drifblim. I'm sort of expecting that as the 6th, and then prepping for the other 5, but trying to make sure we have some thought into the other Pokemon as well. Licky is giving us a lot of trouble. Garbodor's Thickness is giving us a lot of trouble. Throw, depending on the set, might be trouble. We'll just have to see. The problem is we have one Pokemon, being PRIMARINA, that likes to deal with a lot of these Pokemon, and we kind of had to try to spread the love out. And once again, we're seeing my attempt at a balanced draft kind of biting us in the butt with a top-heavy draft team going against us, with their top 4 Mons being 200, 180, 160, and 140 in points, and then almost every other Mon being 80 or less, right? Kind of scary. We're going to see how it goes. So again, those 6, I'm expecting Celes-stealing, Latias, Cinderace, Crocodile, Drifblim, and Lantern. Lantern, I'm sort of expecting Water Absorb on to help cover against Crocodile's main weakness against me, which means Ice is kind of the way to go, which is sad, but that is what it is. I didn't want to bring a Grass type for Crocodile this week because 4 of his other 5 Mons resist Grass. Celes-stealing is super resisting it, and them having a lot of answers for both of our Grass types in Rotom-Mow, in Virizion. So, you might be wondering who we're bringing and how they're going to kind of handle the team. Well, looking at their team real quick before we get into ours, one more time, you can see that they've got a little bit of an ice weakness, a little bit less to cover ice than they do to deal with it, and then they're pretty much net 0 for resistances and weaknesses on Water, Fairy, Dragon, and that's about it. And then they've also got a little bit of a weakness to Rock, Ghost, and Dark. Well, Ghost and Dark is immediately going to make you wonder if Dusclops is coming, and I got to tell you guys, I calced it. Dusclops gets one shot by like all of his core. So it wasn't happening. There was no way it was going to happen. It just wasn't going to be able to put in the work. So we've come to our team of 6, and I think we got a good team to take them on this week. Let's jump in. First up, first Mon I picked was HEATMOR. HEATMOR is here because I need something to deal with that Celes-stealing, and Fire type is our team's best way to do it. So we got HEATMOR, Hot Tea the HEATMOR here. Level doesn't matter. It's going to be Modest Nature, up special attack, down attack, very similar to our set last week. Flash Fire ability, mostly because I just didn't see White Smoke coming into play, or whatever that ability that keeps them from lowering our stats is. I don't really see a lot of Fire type moves on their team for us, but you never know. We'll have it there as an option. We're going to be running the specs again this week, but we changed up our moveset a little bit. I am running this particular HEATMOR with Overheat, because Overheat will one-hit KO max special defense Celes-stealing without some kind of item. So max special defense, up special defense nature Celes-stealing cannot live this Overheat. with our maxed out special attack, our maxed out overheat, maxed out choice band, not choice band, choice specs. We do see this week that I am bringing EV wise. Once again, I forgot to keep the exact EVs up for you guys, but I can give you approximate. But on this one, we're running almost max speed, max attack. We are specifically special attack crept, which ended up being everything, to OHKO, max HP, max special defense Celes-stealing. Max special defense, max HP might be a problem, potentially. We're going to outspeed max speed Celes-stealing, and then we've got some other things to kind of handle the rest of their team, so I'll go over those real quick. Scorching Sands is going to have a chance to one-hit KO Cinderace, which is pretty cool. Overheat will OHKO Driplim if we can get a hit off. Draco will kill us from Latios, so we don't want to fight Latios. Latios is going to outspeed us. Crook's going to kill us right away. Don't want to do that. If we have to go up against Lantern, Scorching Sands does some good damage, but again, we'd prefer not to. Outspeeding max speed Crustle. OHKOing with Overheat. Knockoff is going to two-hit KO Drifblim if we outspeed, which is an option. So if we end up in there with the clean switch, we can go for the Overheat on Drifblim, and if not, if we're already down, we can do a knockoff, get its item off, try to do something. But we don't really want to knock off Drifblim because if it gets the Unburden boost, we're in trouble. Next up, Overheat's also has a chance to one-hit KO Garbodor. That's the best way we can take care of it if we can somehow get in front of it. Scorching Sands is going to two-hit KO the same Pokemon. Overheat KOs Shiinotic. Overheat has a chance to one-hit KO Flame Orb Throw. So that's kind of handling their whole squad there. Next up on our squad, let's go ahead and go over to Ballerini, the PRIMARINA, once again making that third appearance. We're going to kind of go over how every Pokemon hits every Pokemon on their team, and that's really it. I've kind of talked about why certain people didn't come. Vespiquen couldn't do anything this matchup. Xatu wasn't doing a whole lot. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of Cleric support because of that, but Xatu wasn't doing a whole lot or resisting a whole lot, so I wanted to leave it back. Dusclops was getting killed. Virizion was getting killed. Rotom wasn't putting in enough work, but it was on the cusp. Rotom was probably the most on the cusp Pokemon we had this week. So going back to PRIMARINA, Scald's going to do 1/4 to Celes-stealing. Max speed on PRIMARINA is going to help us outspeed max speed Shiinotic, Throw, Crustle, Licky, anything else that's kind of slow that might not have speed investment like Celes-stealing or Lantern, we might outspeed as well. Moonblast is going to do 88 to 104 to Latios, but Latios outspeeds for a two-hit KO, so we got to watch that. Big chip potential there, though. Scald should OHKO Cinderace. It does 38 to 4. Oh, the Cinderace is doing a little over a third to us, maybe close to half, so we got to be careful with that. Moonblast will OHKO Crocodile, which is going to do a lot to us as well. A lot of these, we're going to have some choices to make with PRIMARINA a little bit. Moonblast also does good damage on Throw, Lantern, Drifblim, Licky, Scald will KO Crustle. We should not fight Garbodor because a Gunk Shot from Garbodor is going to knock us out. Ice Beam is going to be really good on Drifblim and Shiinotic. Next up, we are bringing my boy Pompadour, the SKUNTANK, coming out for the first time since the trade with the Aftermath ability to help us get 1/4 damage off on anything that takes it out. It's going to be max attack, max attack, max HP, Life Orb with a little tiny bit in special defense. The HP is there to help us get more hits with this Life Orb. We are going to see the moves Crunch, Toxic, Poison Jab, and Sucker Punch on that, which, by the way, I don't think I went over the moves. Ballerina's got Aqua Jet for priority, and then Scald, Ice Beam, and Moonblast for some major damage output. It is one of our big hitters this time. Other moves on Hot Tea were Sucker Punch, Scorching Sands, and Knockoff. All right. I probably stayed on Pompadour's screen for that, but back to Pompadour. Pompadour is going to be doing, it has a 25% chance to OHKO Latios. I accidentally just minimized my notes. Poison Jab is going to do great damage to Cinderace. We obviously don't want to fight Crocodile with that double ground weakness or singular ground weakness, but not good. Crunch, Licky, and Lantern and Garbodor is going to do a lot of damage. Crunch OHKO's Drifblim, but Drifblim outspeed, so we have to take some damage. Poison Jab is going to OHKO Shiinotic. Throw is going to kill us with an Earthquake as well, if it has it, so we want to be careful there. All right, Landorus is also coming. Tiger King, the Landorus, is coming back this week with the Intimidate ability. We're going to see a little bit of speed investment, a little bit of HP, a little bit of attack. By a little bit of attack, I mean a lot of attack. We're going to have the moves Earthquake, Defog, Knockoff, and U-Turn. With the Choice Scarf and Adamant Nature this week, we're looking for speed. We're looking for big speed. So, Landorus is specifically speed crept to max speed non-scarf Latios by 4 points. Actually, I increased that. I forgot I increased that. We outspeed max speed Jolly max speed Jolly Cinderace, so we can OHKO with an Earthquake now. I did raise that, assuming that got done. Really hope that got done. Looks like we're still not quite all the way up. I'm going to go ahead and check that before now in the battle, but that was the idea. We're going to see Latias can OHKOs with an Ice Beam, but we can do like 75 to 80 something damage with U-Turn. Maybe a little bit less. I might have that a little high, but a lot of damage with U-Turn. We should outspeed pretty much everything with the Scarf. We're going to OHKO Cinderace with an Earthquake. Lantern. We could do a lot of damage with an Earthquake, but we have to be careful because Lantern also gets access to Ice. So Lantern and Latias are the ones we don't really want to stay in on. We're going to have to be careful with that. But if we get out in front of Lantern, we're definitely going to outspeed it. If it's got some damage, we can probably kill it with an Earthquake. We just got to watch for the Shuka. Next up, we have got KLEFKI. Jailer the KLEFKI is going to be coming back this week with the Prankster ability and the Light Clay again, running a very similar role, all support. We are bringing Psychic just to give us a little bit of chip on things like Throw and things like Garbodor if they do come when it's out in front of it. It's also going to have Prankster Defog to help us kind of clear some hazards. I don't really want to use Defog on Landorus, but on KLEFKI it's a little bit better. I'm a little bit worried about hazards because this team that they have, the Miami Mints, the Miami Monts. What am I saying, guys? Their team has got so many options for healing, for status curing, for laying down hazards. Stuff is going to go crazy on our team. So I'm trying to at least, have the threat of the defog to kind of keep it away. I chose not to bring any hazards because of court change on Cinderace. Just kind of made me nervous. Didn't really want to have to play around the heavy duty boots, so I didn't. Might be a mistake. We'll find out. We're also running dual screens, so we can get some major defenses up. We're going to get a lot of turns on that. And Psychic's there for the chip. Like I said, that's really all about there is to say about KLEFKI. And lastly, this week, Goombi the GOODRA with the Modest Nature is making a comeback. We're bringing the Gooey ability this time, so if we get hit with a contact move, we lower their speed, because speed could become very important for us in this matchup. We're bringing the Assault Vest, which, by the way, Ballerini also has the Assault Vest. Don't think I said that. We're bringing the Assault Vest. We're running max HP, max special attack as well. Just doing our best to try to hit some stuff here. We are running Draco Meteor, Surf, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower this week. And let's go through all the damage we can do with our boy Goombi, or girl Goombi. What are you? Goombi's a boy. Goombi's a boy this time. Here we go. Okay, so Flamethrower is doing a third to Celes-stealing. Good chunk. I think it does 45 to 51 to us, most likely. So, we don't really want to take that a couple of times, but we can get a third off if we have to. Draco is going to kill Choice Specs Latias. And we live a Draco at full. It'll do 69 to 81 with Choice Specs max special attack. Modest, I believe, as well. So like max damage 69 to 81 because our special defense is insane. So it's a suicide lead for Latias, basically. Surf's going to do 80 to 95 on Cinderace. Cinderace obviously outspeeds. Most things are going to outspeed GOODRA, but I'll talk about that a little bit. Surf and Ice Beam are going to do 71 to 91 to Crocodile, so we have some options. Draco on Lantern is going to do a lot of damage, but Lantern, again, could have that Ice move to take care of our Landorus, and maybe GOODRA if they expect it, so we want to be careful with that. Draco is going to do 1/3 to Licky, which is awesome. Surf is going to have a small chance to one-hit KO Crustle, but we have a lot of options for that. Ice Beam is going to do 70 to 83 on Drifblim from GOODRA, so another good big chip. Draco is going to do 2/3 to Garbodor if it comes. Garbodor, back and forth. You never know what the answer is. Other moves are going to do about 1/3 to Garbodor from GOODRA, and then Flame Orb Throw is going to OHKO us, so we want to be careful around Flame Orb Throw. Those are kind of the matchups we have that I've paid attention to for GOODRA. This match is going to be really hard. He's played really well against a lot of the new people this week, so we want to be careful. But, if you guys think we're going to win, you guys want to support us, make sure you go check it out in the description. teespring.com/3D-arcade-merch. We've got Arkansas Pigknights merch, we got blankets, we got shirts, we got hoodies, we got tees, all sorts of good stuff here. I'm going to set that off to the side. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you're excited. Tomorrow the battle is going to be going up. I have decided the schedule for all of our stuff this week. Oh snap, I have a thumbnail to make. Gotta love when you remember that mid-video. But we're going to be having team builders for FBL on Wednesdays, FBL battles on Thursdays, team builders for BBR on Fridays, and battles on Saturdays. So that is what you guys are looking at for the schedule. Hit that like button if you were hype, if you think I'm going to win this. And I'm going to wrap it up because I got to go fight right now. See y'all in the battle.